All right, guys, we are down to Survivor Series 5. There's only 6 players remaining, and after this weekend, there's only going to be 2. So it's going to get cut to the final 2 players, and I can't wait to find out who it's going to be. For these videos, I'm going to be showing kind of a shot-by-shot style with 2 different players for each of the 4 rounds. For this one, it's going to be DWBL versus Codeblue, playing round 1, which is the Game Changers layout. And then on the bottom, you're going to see an ongoing score for each of the 6 players. You can kind of follow along and see how they're each doing. And we're going to find out by the end of round 4 who those final 2 players are. So, little introduction for these two. DWBL, only 17 years old. He's been playing Disc Golf Valley since December of 2021. I asked them all if they had unlimited funds, where would your dream vacation be? And he says, unlimited funds, shoot, I'll go all the way around the world. You can't blame him. And then I thought it'd be really interesting to ask each of these guys who they think is going to win it all. DWBL thinks it's going to be Judah. So moving on to Codeblue. He's 34 years old. He's been playing Disc Golf Valley since July of 2019. His dream vacation is basically a remote vacation in Canada in a cabin with his family. No internet connection, no phones, just enjoying nature, the outdoors. That sounds pretty awesome. And then Codeblue has some confidence in himself, and he picks himself to win it all. So there you go with the intros. Without further ado, let's get into round 1. Here are the layouts, and I'm going to pass it on to the best player in the world, Mr. Reese himself, who's going to add commentary to these rounds. They all get a clean slate at even par, so here we go with hole number 1.
What's up, y'all? This is Reese, and DWBL here is going glide roll Zeus off the tee, just keeping it low and really looking for that roll to just stick the green, which it does, so that's well executed here. Codeblue looks like is going glide water skip paradigm. He's going to have to really get his distance right, or else this can skip long in this tailwind. No roll attribute to help him out here, so it looks like the ground play was nice to him, and both of these guys have birdie looks coming in. 3 wins are no joke even when it's 40 feet, and he's got it. Same for DWBL. Looks like everybody's taking the birdie there, so everyone's on pace. This is a gettable par 4, but it's a little tricky. They're going to have to, see, DWBL here pushed it a little too straight. He's going to have an obstructed look, and let's see if Codeblue can make a correction. He's going skip Sampo here. It's a little shorter, and that big skip is going to hopefully get him down the hill. He just needs good ground play, and that's great. So, maybe obscured. Let's see. Oh, okay. DWBL's just going to have to pitch out with this drop. And that's going to be an easy birdie. Codeblue here with an opportunity to take a stroke on DWBL here. 70 feet. He might have to bend it a little bit to get around this tree, avoid collision. Let's see if he can get it. You can already see he's trying to weigh his options. I personally can really relate to this kind of play style, just being certain of what you're about to do before actually trying it. Giving himself a little bit more width here to avoid the tree if he can help it, and going forehand. Gauging the power right. That's a great eagle. All right, Codeblue here. Looks like John and Judah also got the eagle there, which is pretty good. Codeblue's laying up with his core. Accurate glide, about the distance of a fairway driver here, just in the mid-range. And this 3-wind is going to be a tricky approach to the green. So this is probably routine layup for both of these guys, but and yeah, right at the log. That looked a little low, but he made it work. And so now, it's a matter of a forehand water skip maybe. Well, with a glide water skip drive, he's taking a little power off. That's It's a touchy shot. He's going to be reliant on ground play on that island green. Weighing his options here. Okay, glide roll Zeus instead. Going forehand? What you thinking, man? It's going to get there, but is it going to stick? Barely. No cut rolls, no nothing, but he's in the trees. Let's see what Codeblue does here. I know he has that paradigm in his bag. He could go forehand and power it down. Oh, that's what he's going to do. Okay, cool. Again, he's going to have to look out for that ground play, so he's going to want to power it down. This disc will do well powered down, though. It's going to hold straight. But again, just getting the power just right to where he doesn't end up short, but he also doesn't go long. It's a tricky thing to kind of guess. Will it settle? It did not. That's a bummer. That looked really close. It's just a really tough shot. He's going stag on the throw-in. That looked like a pretty good line. Maybe a little bit more power and a different sway, and that could have gone in. And Dwebble maybe on the island, but yeah, he's not in for an eagle, unfortunately. That's a tricky throw-in. Those are those trees, you never know whether to power it up and, risk going long into the water or giving it normal power and ending up, short. Looks like he was just a little bit off his aim, unfortunately. So John is out in the lead now. This wind on this hole is, actually, I like this wind on this hole because you can do exactly what Double's doing. Just straight at it with a rive. If we didn't have water skip discs, you'd be in the drink. But because of that, you can just safely get on that green and not slide long. Codeblue still has his whole previews enabled, which I think is really fun. So he does not have a water skip rive in his bag. He only has a understable water skip disc. So he has to bend this to get there. And he just barely does it. Well done, within that margin of error. Now he has a tester, 60 feet, 3 wind. He loves aiming low with this hope. He's looking for that lift, and he gets it just barely. All right, eagles up. John's still in the lead. Judah's right behind. And we got a glide MD1 from Dwebble here. Stick in the green. Just makes that look so easy. This is one of those holes, everyone has their own way of doing it, but it's always risky. He makes it work. What's Codeblue going to do? He's going a big sweeping Anheuser. Oh, he's going a forehand with his harp. I like this play. Let's get over the ice. Okay. He's got a tester, 90 feet. He's been good with the hope so far. Is he gonna nail this one? And it looks like he does. He's just keeping it right above that rim. He likes it nice and low. All right, Dwebble here. Got to go glide Sapphire in the 3 wind. He's trying to account for that, and he does, just barely gets it just right. A little bit more Annie or a little lower. Wouldn't have climbed back up the hill, but he does it. Codeblue also going glide Sapphire here. He's keeping it a little higher. He's going to have to give it... Oh, he doesn't give it more angle. He just is fine with it being a little shorter. Hitting before that tree. He picks the inside of the tree, not the outside. And then we got another... This downhill putt can get me. And in wind, too, you got to judge the lift just right. He does it just right. He's in. Pair of eagles. We're on to Enzo 9. Going glide skip. He's keeping this low and a ton of angle. This is good for getting all the way down the hill. With this 2 helping wind, he could easily get into the creek here. And that's what he does. He almost gets some ground play to stop him, but just keeps going and going. Let's see if he aims a little higher. No, he's aiming low too. He's going to risk the same kind of result here. This looks almost identical, but just a little wider. Good stop from the tree. Okay, Dwebel's 137 feet from the drop zone. Just barely short, but it sticks. The worst thing is hitting that cage and rolling into the water for another OB penalty stroke. So Codeblue can get 2 strokes on Dwebel right now. And he's gauging the elevation and the distance, it looks like. This 2 wind, I think, is also in his head probably. He wants to make sure it doesn't fade out and chain out left side. Just hard of it, man. He looks dialed on those throw-ins for sure. All right, Codeblue on the box. He's going forehand, glide skip rive. Using that wind to push him forward, but the stability is going to keep him from going OB. Gets a little dud skip, but he'll be just fine, I'm sure. He'll be far enough up. This is the FPO layout, so if they wanted to get aggressive here and push that right side OB, they can get up near that barrier possibly and have a throw-in. Doesn't look like they're really trying to push super close. At least Codeblue didn't. Dwebel definitely pushed closer. That glide core is just barely squeaking over. He is not running the basket. He just wants his easy birdie, which he'll take. Let's see if Dwebel can give it a scare. He's 40 feet closer. He's getting a musket ready. That forehand, I think that 3 wind just pushed it a little too much, unfortunately. Respect for giving it a shot, though. It's not an eagle you get often. All right, doesn't look like anyone else got the eagle there. John is still ahead of the crowd. This is not a great win for KO Park 2. It's great for this glide skip rive. It's going to help it stay wide and avoid that sand trap on the right, which it does. It's just going to keep it short. Definitely a deliberately safe play. Let's see if Dwebel tries to make up some strokes here. No, he's going glide roll Zeus. He is going to cut the corner. Ooh. Honestly, if you're taking that gap and you miss your line, you'd rather hit a tree this side of the OB line, to be honest, because now he can scramble for eagle. He can take this shortcut again. It's not a place you practice, but he's good enough to scramble. He's going roller again. This is tricky. That 3 wind is probably in his head about a forehand, but yeah, that's tough. He can keep that momentum going. He can get all the way down there and still have a look at the eagle. Looks like he's getting pretty close. He is curling. That's going to be a look, though. Looks like he played the percentages and is going to have the 112-footer. Codeblue, meanwhile, is hoping for an easy eagle, but a 3 headwind trying to hit this little gap here. There's trees on the right. He wants to make sure that he's not going to Anheuser too much and hit these trees on the right. He's kind of, disc is just short enough that he doesn't have to worry about it. That's a good read there from him. And just a nice little putt in for his eagle. He still has a little work left on this. It's uphill barely, and he gets it in the 3 wind. Compared to Codeblue taking no time at all to line up this 112-footer for eagle. All right, let's take a look at these guys' scorecards here and see where they're at. We didn't have too many dropped strokes throughout this layout. John just tore it up, 15 under. Codeblue with 5 eagles and just 1 par. Dwebel with 3 eagles and 1 par. 13 and 11 respectively. I'd say they're playing really well so far. Any first round of a tournament, you're trying to shake off a little bit of nerves. So I'd say they're doing well. They're in the mix. If they can correct their mistakes and keep a level head, they're both well positioned going into round 2.